Debbie with the Pickin Coop Farmstead, and it's about 11:30. I got all my morning chores done. So what I wanted to do, I was trying to get everything together, is I want to categorize my seeds that I'm going to be planting indoors, some outdoors too, I think, like some radishes, that type of things that I direct sow. But I did want to share with you, I already opened them because I couldn't wait. My gardener, I took advantage of, they were having a 25% off sale on their seeds, and they just, you might double check their website. I'll put it in the comments for you guys to go check them out. They're a wonderfully small owned family, and they are amazing. Their seeds are very inexpensive, and the germination rate is fantastic. Their selection is fantastic. And they used to send you a free packet of seeds with your order, but now they send you these little packets for those of us that save seeds, which is wonderful. I love it. So I'm going to put that off to the side. But I did order, I put them in alpha order because I'm a weirdo. I did order a different kind of cabbage. It's the kind that has the pointy head. This is called Charleston Wakefield cabbage. So I'm kind of show you as I go how I do this. I have a whole stack of seeds here. Some are new to me and some are not. And what I like to do is I take index cards like this. I have a calendar, because I can't use the one on my phone because I'm using it for this year. And I count backwards when I want to plant these things. I usually find the ones that take the longest and plant those first. So I'm about, I would say, 5 days behind. My goal this year was to get my indoor seeds started by August 1st. Well, I missed that little window, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and at least today get things separated, and then possibly sow the things that take the longest between the germination and the picking time, to where they come to fruition, where you can harvest things. So first seed I'm going to look at is the cabbage, and on the back of the cabbage it'll show you, you want to find your first, for your fall garden, find your first frost date. With spring, it's your last frost date, and you can get onto Farmer's Almanac and punch in your zip code. It's not totally accurate because where I live, we're at about 2,800 feet, and they compare us to Bernie, which is quite a bit higher, and they're way before us. So you have to kind of go in a happy medium when you have a situation like that. You can also go to your local extension office. I think they can help you with that. But anywho, so on the back of your seed packet, it'll say start indoors 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost. Well, we're planting for fall, so we want to start these, let's see, days till maturity. That's the next thing you want to look at. So you've got 70 to 85 days. That does not count when you sow your seeds from the time they're sown till they germinate. This is to where they're germinated and then you can pick them. So give them about 7 days. I give most things an extra week. So you're going to add on, let's see, this is days to maturity, which is 70 days. So I'll say 77 days. We're going to go for that. So I'm going to, and then I also have this, that's right, I forgot to tell you about this. Hold on a minute. I've got this wonderful little planting guide from the Shasta College. And I look on that for my fall garden. It'll tell me for regular cabbage, you go across to plant indoors in July. But we are about a week or two behind Shasta College. So the first part of August is just fine for me. So I'm going to put this in my, what I do is I take my thing and I'm going to put now. And I just do like that. And I'm going to put my seeds in the front of that so it looks like this. Things that have to go later are going to go behind that with their own date marker. And I do the same exact thing with my spring and summer garden seeds when I start them in January, February. It depends on what it is. Okay, so the next, because I know I really don't have to look at the calendar for that. The next thing is called snowball cauliflower, and that's all I've ever grown so far. The one that came to fruition this year, I can't remember if it's M.I. Gardener or not. It might be, because it's the first time I've ever actually got a little cauliflower head. So on the back of this, it says about the same thing, 70 to 80. I'm going on the lower end because now we are a month ahead of everybody because it gets colder here first in February, if that makes sense. Or in February, the winter. So I'm going to say 77 days. That's going to be fine. You can also look at your local guide. There is one here. It says monthly planting guide for Shasta County Valley areas. So we're not in the valley, but I add 1 to 2 weeks to that. So for cauliflower, my little handy little dude says to plant indoors in July. Again, this is Shasta College, which is in the valley. So we are going to go ahead and put this under plant now. Beets, I think, are shorter, 50 to 60 days. So I am probably going to put those in my next category. So I'm going to say, I'm going to do August 15th. Give that about 2 weeks. And my friend Fern, who lives over by Shingletown, which they're pretty high up there too, where she lives, and she says she plants towards the end of August. I think we're about a week past where she's at elevation wise. So here's my little thing, August 15th. So that is going to go in that little pile. And these are probably the same, 50 to 60 days, the Chioggia beets. I've not grown the Chioggia before. They might have been in the beet mix. I'm not really sure. Bull's Blood are the other ones. I hadn't grown those. Jessica Sowers recommended those from Roots and Refuge. Then we have carrots. I've got 2 varieties of carrots. I am not giving up on the carrot. I think I'm going to mix in some, I might buy some sand, some clean sand, mix in with my dirt where I plant my carrots. I'm not really sure. Mix in some potting soil. I got some really good potting soil from the coast. It's a Humboldt type potting soil. I'll give you the brand of that too. I think I shared it before. So what we're going for are the Danvers carrots. And then we're going to try the Oxheart carrots. Now this time I am definitely putting my my tulle, which is a material, which is a fine netting that you sew on the bottom of fancy dresses and things. I had a bunch I got in a an auction. I was bidding on something for my business, and I got that. So, and I don't use it, so I'm going to use it to put over these to keep the bugs and birds out of there. So these guys, probably about the same, 70 days, 90 days. So these definitely need to be planted now. I'm going to put those right there. Those will have to go outdoors. Carrots are one of those things. I'm going to put now, and then I'm going to put direct, meaning direct sown. So you get the idea how I'm going through all of this. So far I have 3 little categories. Now I got some more hailstone radishes, which I absolutely love. These are delicious. I grew these last year and I think the year before. And these are only 25 days. So these can be succession sown anytime, which I think I'm going to do that under now, direct sow. So I want to get some more going. It's been about 2 weeks since I planted the others. Mortgage Lifter tomato. I got some of their brand of seeds since I love them and they do so well. Obviously, tomatoes are not going to be planted in this fall garden. Then I have a new kind of peas. These are called avalanche peas. Now these say to direct sow as soon as the soil is workable, 6 to 8 weeks prior to first fall frost. So this is when you want to look up when your first frost date is. So what I do is I try to keep track. I have my garden journal and I keep track of last year. I try anyways. It doesn't always happen. And it will tell me when we had our first frost. Let's see. This is fall of 24. And this varies from a month to 2 weeks to a week. It's crazy. Okay, so I planted peas on October 15th. Where's my frost date? Oh, maybe I didn't write it in this one. I might have put it in my summer one. I know I wrote it down because I had frost and then I had hard frost. So we're looking at about October 15th. So I'm going to put this one October 15th, 10, 15, and I direct sow my peas. I'll have to double check my other garden journal because I know I wrote it down because I just read it. So that's going to go at the back. Peas are going to go in the front, and I have some other variety of peas that I want to plant that did really well for me in the spring. Bunching onions, I'm not going to plant. I got these Heshiko. It's kind of a show and tell of what I ordered plus what I'm going to be planting. I got the Bianca DiMaggio onions. I think these are not really a storing onion. These are more for fresh eating. I don't believe I'm going to plant these. I know you can plant onions in the fall. Then I got a couple of packages of Walla Walla. These are storing. And let's see what it says here. Start indoors 8 to 10 weeks before last frost. But remember, we're doing it backwards. So this little guy says for onions, let's see, onion seeds. You want to plant these in August, indoors. Well, you could do indoor, outdoor. I'm going to do indoor, and then you can set out your plants in October. So that'll be just about right. So we're going to sow these indoor now. And I got some loofah gourds because I didn't have any of these seeds. My sister gave me some, so I'll have to share these with her if she needs more. So that completes my order. Then I went through my own seeds And I thought, okay, what am I going to plant here? And I've got all these good guys. So I've got the, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different kinds of broccoli. Now, am I going to plant all 5 of these? Probably not, but I haven't decided which ones. So they're probably going to be very similar in days to maturity. So we're going to put them, they were in alpha order, but this one is 70. This one is 60. This one doesn't really say. So I'm going to put that there. This one is 70. And this one, it says 45 to 85. So I'm going more towards 85 because things grow slower, much slower in the fall and winter because of the lack of warmth and lack of sunlight. So I'm going to put those under, I start those indoors. So I'm going to put them under the now category. Now Brussels sprouts take quite a long while and 90 days to harvest. So these need to be planted like yesterday. These are just fairy morse that I probably have picked up who knows where, the grocery store or what have you. And they're just called Catskill Brussels sprouts. I have Brussels sprouts growing in my garden now, but they only have teeny tiny, so I don't know if they're going to come to fruition. I'm thinking that I'm just not planting them early enough is what's going on. So we'll find out for the fall garden. Now I have here, I have Redwood Seeds, which is a wonderful local company. I've got some Chinese cabbage, which is 50 days. I've got some Golden Acre cabbage, which I have growing in my garden right now. It's almost ready to harvest. These are 65 days. So that needs to be planted first. Let's see. And then I have red cabbage, which the bugs seem to really love that red cabbage. But I'm going to try it again. Bug pressure shouldn't be quite as bad. Okay, so this says 55 to 65 days. So I'm going for the 65. So that should be planted there. So these guys are going to go in the now category. Then I have some more Snowball. This is the brand I planted this year. I thought it was in my gardener. This is just the cheapy seeds you get at the Dollar Tree. What are they called? Just Snowball X. Or 10 if it's no Roman numeral. I don't know. But I'm not going to plant those because I'm planting in my gardener. Kohlrabi, which if you've never grown that, it's kind of like in between a turnip and I don't know how to describe it. It's really good though. I like it. The hubby does not. So I have 2 kinds. I've got the purple Vienna. Oh, they're both purple Vienna. They're just different brands of seeds. So this says 60 days to maturity. So I'm going to go ahead and put this under the now. I start those indoors. I have my yummy mustard seed. So these are very short. These are 50 days to maturity. So I'm going to put these after the August 15th. There we go. After the peas. And then this is rutabagas, which are good too. They're kind of like turnips. I need to buy some more of these. I didn't realize that. These are American Purple Top. These are really good too. All right, so these are probably about the same, 65 days. So those are going to go in that little packet. Let's see. I just messed my seeds up here. Hold on. So we got the now direct sow. We've got the now of these. the broccoli. The beets are August 15th. Same with the peas. Rutabagas are now. There we go. I screwed it up. All right, so now we have some lettuce. Lettuce is a good thing, but lettuce, you want to sow this after it's not so hot, way after the fact. So I'm going to say lettuce. I'm going to go by my little deal here. I have several varieties. So lettuce can be direct sown starting in August, but it's pretty hot. I'm going to grow it indoors. So I think I'll probably start it now. And not direct though. I'm going to put it in little pots. And what I will do is, like every 2 weeks, I'll start more. Succession sow it. The golden chard, which I loved. I grew that first time growing any chard this year. This is redwood seeds. This is only 60 days to maturity. So I'm going to put that towards the end of that one. Then I have some red torpedo onions and my gardener seeds. These take 90 to 110 days to maturity. Now, I'm going to try, it says you can use them as storage onions. I did not realize that. All right, I'm gonna give them a PJ whirl when I plant my other onions. So they'll go in this, they'll go in that pile. So I have a lot I have to plant now. I do have some Walla Wallas that I planted from these guys. I met them when I went to Idaho. Heirlooms Evermore seeds, and their seeds are wonderful too. So that's what I have. Then I have a whole bunch of peas right here. I'll have to add that to the mix. Then we have more carrots, Royal Chantenay, Danvers. I need to use these up before I use my new ones. So that's going to be direct sow now. And I'm going to try, I'm going to try parsnips again. And then I've got these China Rose. These are all daikon China Rose and French breakfast. Those are the longer radishes. Those are going to be direct sow now. Parsnips take a very long time, 130 days. So those need to go in like yesterday. And then I have the 3-root Grex beets, which I loved, and the Shiraz I'm going to plant, and a beet mix. So all these are going to go under the August 15th date. So that's what I have. And I'm going to put the peas. Let's see, where am I going to put my peas? Back here. There we go. Peas go right back in there. So now I have all my seeds ready. And this is already a 23-minute video. So I think that's long enough. You guys don't want to watch all of this. So that's how I get everything ready. So I will count backwards using the calendar, or in this case, maybe forward. Then I have my charts, and I have a couple different ones, but I use this Shasta College one the most. I have Shasta College, then I have Shasta County Valley areas. That came from University of California Nutrition. Then I have this other one, it's called Winter Sowing Schedule. And that's if you're going to sow like in a greenhouse or with jugs and different things. And then I also have this one, When to Start Seeds. I don't even know where this came from. Sometimes I use that one. Then I also have a sowing calendar for vegetables and herbs in the USA. And I put zone A, but we're not. We're really zone 9. So I don't know. And then once I sew, I printed out some extra ones of these. And then I also, as I sew them, I put them in my garden journal. So that's all there is to that. And then we'll do another video when I actually plant these guys, which needs to be today. There's a lot of stuff that needs to go in there today, but I need to prepare. I got everything ready except for the soil. So I need to go out and scoop in some soil, get it damp, and I've got my markers. I've got my permanent marker if I need it. I've got my #2 pencil. This works great, by the way, Fern. Thank you so much. I mean, with all the watering I do, sprinkler watering, it doesn't wash off. So it doesn't come off until you actually erase it off of there. So thank you for that. All right, well, I hope the sun is shining where you are. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope you're happy, healthy, safe. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. We are now 706. I just got 6 subscribers since this morning, so it's crazy. It's starting to go really, really quickly. So hopefully I can, once it gets crazy busy, I shouldn't jinx myself, that I can answer everybody's questions and reply to their comments. So God bless you all, and thank you so much, and happy gardening. Bye-bye.